So good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzamos, and I welcome you to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empath free. If you are new here, I encourage you to join us, like the page, share us with the friends, subscribe. And for those that have always been with me, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. I'm answering Cynthia Fortier today. Cynthia Fortier, I read a comment from Cynthia about healing. Why does it take long to heal? We have all been there at the end of the day. We have all been there. And like I've always said again, we all heal at a different time. But what I can guarantee you is that healing from narcissistic abuse takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time because I think this abuse is very deeply. This abuse is what do I call it? This abuse is on subconscious level. You know what I mean? So if somebody has been playing around with your mind games and whatever, somebody's messing with the brain. You know what I mean? If a person is abusing you, the narcissist, they're playing mind games, they're messing with your brain. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, even when you leave them, it becomes very difficult to come to terms with the reality, to come to terms with things, to come to terms even with it that you have been abused in the first place. So before I continue, guys, if you have got a question, it will cost you £5 to do a video about it. So if you have got a particular question, you want me to do a video, a public video about it, just pay £5 on my PayPal. My PayPal will be in the email section below, the content in the comment section below. £5. I'll go through your question in video format. So I'll do a video the same way I'm doing this. But at the moment, I'm just doing it because it wasn't yet advertised before. So I just want to help the people out there, and it's what I like to do. But that is it. £5. You want a question? You send me the question. You PayPal me £5, and I'll address your question, whichever question it is you have. But for the ones who want coaching, like real coaching, you know, you want a long session with me to understand exactly what you're dealing with, I'll also put the link in the comment section below. You can always use my links to get to me. We can talk, we can do a video, we can do an audio, we can do an email. It does not matter. Whichever way it is easier to reach you, we can get in touch and I'll help you. So Cynthia talked about healing. Now, let me share with you what has been my journey with the healing process. Of course, your journey is going to be different because our journeys are at the end of the day different. But it's very difficult to heal from narcissistic abuse. That's one thing I want to put it. I just want to let you know. I want to put it out there so that you know about this. We all know about this. It's very difficult to heal from this because these individuals, they play mind games and they manipulate our brains. You know what I mean? This abuse is on subconscious level. By subconscious level, what I mean is that they get very deep in the brain. You know, this man or woman or whatever, they get deep into our brains and they start manipulating the whole system. You know what I mean? So by the time you leave them, you don't even know who you are in the first place. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to go. You have already lost everything about yourself because they have twisted it's like they twist your brain upside down. That is what makes it very difficult to heal. You can see, guys, I've heard about people who are even after 3 years, they're still struggling to heal. Yes, of course, they have left the relationships or whatever, but they're still struggling to heal. One thing I want to let you know is when you have left a narcissist, I'll share with you one of the things I had to do to reach this stage. You're going to take it for what it is. You're going to understand this. You've been abused. That is the first thing. I sat down with myself. I took some deep breaths. And I finally said to myself, okay, listen, Denzo, this thing has been toxic. This is abuse. You are being abused. You are being abused because that is the first thing you need to come to terms with when you've left a narcissist. You have got to come to accept that you've been abused. The reason why you're accepting this is because you're letting it to go through your system so that now you can release. You can let it go. You let it to go through you so that it can leave. You know what I mean? If you don't accept this, if you keep on fighting with it, like I see many times on my channel, people saying, oh, that stupid narcissist, that stupid this, that stupid that one. That is mean that actually you're resenting, but at the end of the day, you're still fighting with yourself. You have not yet accepted it for what it is. Most of the people who are on these channels, those idiots, those words. Normally, I don't like to use dirty words on my page. I keep my channel very clean. What a bee. That's a nice bee. I keep my channel very clean. and I don't use dirty words, but I've seen a lot of things on my channel, and most of the time when I see them, sometimes even I delete them because I want to keep the channel as clean as I can. You have got to let it go through you so that it can be released. If you keep on holding those things inside you, it will never go. So most of the cases you can find even after years, you still have that resentment inside you. But the first thing I did was to let it go. I let it go, guys. When I say I let it go, I let it go. I understood this was abuse. This was a narcissist. This was evil. I sat down with it. I took a few deep breaths. I started packing my bags and I went out of the house. That's the first thing I did. You have got to accept it for what it is so that it can go through you and then you can release it. You know what I mean? Another thing, what helped me along my journey during the healing, I was very careful with who I was listening to. Now, this is very important, guys. I want you to listen very closely. You're just coming from abuse. You have just left a narcissist. I will be very straightforward with this, without apologies. You have left a narcissist. A narcissist is not going to heal you. Let me repeat this. If you have left a narcissist, you're not going to go online or whatever, coaches, videos, whatever, and you're listening to a narcissist. A narcissist is not going to heal you. The person who is going to help you is the person who has gone through that abuse. And again, it doesn't matter if a person is a psychologist. I've usually said it many times in my videos. Psychologists, therapists, or whatever, doctors, I do not care. If they have not experienced narcissism, they can never help you. Because this thing is something you have got to experience it. You cannot go behind it. A lot of people read books. Yes, a lot of those, they read some books, I don't know, psychology books or whatever, listen to psychologists or whatever. You cannot understand narcissism when you have not experienced it. So you have got to watch the person you're listening to. Who are you listening to? That is the question. Who is coaching you? You should be able to discern. When you have identified the person as a narcissist, you have got to start moving moving the other way. Why? Because you cannot get healing from a narcissist. It does not matter. You've left one narcissist, you go online to listen to another narcissist, you cannot get clarity. You may get a few answers to some of the things they do, whatever, because if you're like following these narcissists online or whatever, they may give you some of the things they do, they say some things, one or two, but you are not going to heal when you're listening to those individuals. Everything is about energy. Guys, let me explain this. Everything is energy. We all know that narcissists, they are low vibrational. It does not matter what category you see them, how rich they are, how wealthy they are low vibrational. They may appear with a lot of money or appear doing this or doing that. They may fool you in front of, but a person who has, me individually, who has woken up from abuse, you cannot tell me that I know the vibration of a narcissist. So you leave a narcissist, number one, you're going to look for the people who are healed from narcissistic abuse. The people you know that are healed, empaths that are healed, those are the people who are going to help you. If you're going to go to a psychologist who may turn out to be a narcissist, or you go to a therapist who may turn out to be a narcissist, you are going to go in circles, guys, cycles. You may end up spending a lot of money. You'll never get the healing you're looking for. The healing secretly is coming from the healed empath who has survived narcissistic abuse. That is the secret. When I left the narcissist, I had to go and look for authentic victims of narcissistic abuse. Those are the people I was looking for. When I was online, I was spending a lot of time to discern authentic victims of narcissistic abuse, listening to those individuals. Those are the guys that have helped me along my journey as well. But like I've said, mine was different because I did not struggle a lot with healing. You know what I mean? Because I followed the proper steps according to the people who I was following that time in those days. I followed the exact steps they told me, and that is how I came to my healing until today. So if you're a person who has left abuse, be very careful with who you're listening to. Follow your intuition. If your intuition tells you somebody is a narcissist, you have got to disengage. I've already said it in my videos, guys. If you have been abused for many periods of years, you come into contact with a narcissist, you are supposed to disengage. Stop listening to them, stop following them, because if you continue ignoring your intuition, that is what makes the healing impossible for you, because you are going to keep on wasting a lot of time with those individuals. They are not going to help you. Number one, they are narcissists. They are narcissists. They are going to tell you some of the things. Yes, some couple of things. They do that and then they do this. But at the end of the day, guys, you're dealing with energy. If you're dealing with energy, healing doesn't come from that kind of energy. Healing does not come from that level of energy. Healing comes from a person who has survived, an authentic empath who has survived narcissistic abuse. And they can tell you exactly what was their experience and what they were going through. Many of these psychologists, you can see them therapists, they do not understand narcissism. They might have read books or whatever, they might have gone to school or whatever, they have PhDs or whatever. They do not understand narcissism. Narcissism is spiritual. It's on spiritual level. To understand something what is spiritual, like we're talking about narcissism, you are supposed to listen to a person who has experienced it. That is the person who has got the details. The psychologists, they don't have the details. They do not have the details unless a psychologist has experienced narcissism. Those are the people who can understand it on deep level. I'm talking about spiritual level. Those are the people you can listen to. Those are the people that are going to help you. Survivors of narcissistic abuse, they have got all the answers. Whether they're online, and I know a couple of them, but I also know the fake ones. I know the fake ones who are in for the money. I know the fake ones who are using these platforms to make money. But at the end of the day, I do not see a reason why somebody is supposed to come out and use victims of narcissistic abuse to make money. You're coming out and telling people you're a survivor of narcissistic abuse. And then you're getting sympathy, you're doing this, and then you're running around, and then you're taking money from people. Now, the person who is healing from narcissistic abuse, go and find the survivors. They're the ones with the answers. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition tells you something is wrong. Indeed, something is wrong. When you see a person playing around on camera or whatever, they are doing, saying something, it doesn't make sense, something is wrong. That is the discernment you need. Exactly, something is wrong, and you need to disengage quickly as soon as you can. So, another thing what helped me along my journey, that would be the third one. I started to I went no contact. Now, no contact for me, it may not be the no contact for you. For me, no contact meant that anybody who was in the narcissist circle, the first thing what I did when I left home, number one, I cut off the narcissist, number one. Number two, I cut off all the people, the team, flying monkeys, parents, everything. Anybody that I knew was involved with the narcissist, they had to go. I cut off all of them, and I did it on purpose because I knew it was now time for focus on myself. This was time for me. Guys, survivors of narcissistic abuse, you need to understand you need to love yourself more. Understand you need to love yourself more. Put a lot of love on yourself. You feel somebody is a narcissist, go the other way. You do not need anything from them. You do not need anything from a narcissist. It does not matter whether they're your teachers, whether they're your bosses. You can even leave the job if it's possible. If you have been in abuse, you've been abused for a couple of years, disengage, go no contact, leave everybody behind. Guys, I had to leave everybody behind. It was a very big sacrifice. Even sometimes it was very painful. I had to leave a lot of people behind. Flying monkeys, all these kind of things, the whole team. I went in my phone and I was looking. Anybody that was engaged with the narcissist, I had to cut them off. It was now me against the world. It was time for me to work on myself and time for me to start doing the healing effectively. I had to cut a lot of people off. So I cut people off unapologetically. And guys, I can guarantee you it worked for me. So if you're a person who is healing and then all of a sudden you're seeing these flying monkeys, they're coming around, sometimes they're sending a message, maybe somebody, the narcissist mother, or maybe the narcissist auntie, they are coming around to your home, or maybe let me take the kids to the park or something like that. Those individuals, guys, they are the problem. So you can always get out of their energy. Take yourself out of their energy, guys. That is how healing happens. When you exactly know how to disconnect these individuals from the first one to the last one, you're going to start seeing healing on your side, because the last thing you want is your aura, your energy field, and yourself to be intoxicated by the same people who are the problem in the first place. Yes, you've cut off the narcissist, but all the team has got to go. Friends, family, cousins, aunties, parents, everybody has got to go. That is how you get healing. When you're dealing with narcissists, that is exactly how you get healing. You have got to be unapologetic and cut off people unapologetically. Another thing what helped me with the healing process was I applied self-love. Guys, self-love, I think I'm going to do another video about this, because I did a video last year about self-love. One of the things that helped me was self-love. I understood that now I need to love myself more. You know what I mean? You have got to apply self-love. You have got to understand that you can always love yourself more, extra. You know, put extra care on yourself. Love yourself more, because like you always know, if you've been with the narcissist for 20 years, for 15 years, you have not loved yourself. For all that time you can imagine, 15, 20 years with the narcissist, you have not loved yourself enough. So I knew that now it was time for me to understand that I need to love myself. Give myself care, give myself respect myself more, love myself more, put a lot of attention in my, invest a lot in myself. So what means that the energy that I was putting out there, I diverted all the energy, and now I put the energy back at me. That is how I learned what is self-love. You take yourself out, appreciate yourself, treat yourself, you know what I mean? Go have a spa, go do the things you have always wanted to do. Because when you live with a narcissist, most of the time they have stopped you to doing the things that you like. Do the things that make you happy, the things that you always love to do. And by doing that, I can guarantee you, everything is going to fall back in place. But again, like I've said, there's no time limit for healing from narcissistic abuse. We heal differently. It takes time. You have got to be patient with yourself. Don't put a time frame. The only thing you're supposed to focus on is the putting in the work. The things I've been talking about. Put in the work and don't put a time frame. And I can guarantee you, with time, you're going to get there. You're going to get the healing you're looking for. And you're going to heal and recover from narcissistic abuse. So guys, if there's something I've not mentioned in this video, let me know in the section below. Let me know what you think. Other than that, guys, love you all. Much love and blessings, and I'll catch you soon.